Hey y'all, I'm Todd Bailey.
What's up? It's Arie Lumberdozy.
And this is fucking Brewtal.
Get in the pit, stock up the fridge, and listen. We're here to cover the latest in metal news and craft beer. A match made in hell.
If it makes you bang your head, then we want to hear it. If it tickles your taste buds, share those suds.
Turn it up to 11.
Crack open that beer.
It's about to get brutal.
What's good there, Hopwolves? It's your boys back again for episode 79. We got Todd, Arie. Let's fucking get it, dude. How's the week been for you before we get into all the metal listening and beer guzzling?
Love that intro. It's been a pretty solid week, man. Manning the fort while Shannon is away this entire week. She's actually coming back today, but so I'm excited to see her. However, she departed to go to Dallas and also San Diego, so two different cities, to see Tuvlo. So if you're not familiar with her, she's a pop artist, but that's like her favorite artist. I know she loves Tuvlo and Dua Lipa. So
Dua Lipa is cool.
Yeah, shout out to both of them. They're awesome. But what's cool is while she was in San Diego, she actually sent me a photo. She got a flight of beer. And I was like, where did you go? And she told me she went to Modern Times, and I've actually featured their beer on the show before, but I also got a little surprise today about them.
Ooh.
Yeah. But of note, she said she really liked the Hello Grapefruit IPA. So that's what's up. That's one of my favorite flavors in a beer, including peach and pineapple, as you've seen recently. I am all for peach.
Yeah, well, we know that you're a peach fiend, especially from last week, like you said, with Celis Brewery. So that's sick. And yeah, I'm stoked that Shannon got to check out Modern Times. That's a great brewery, and grapefruit is also solid fruit and IPAs. Not my personal favorite, but I will stand with you because I know you like that. But I'm not about it. And so I was just thinking, I have the windows open, so if you hear like any background noise, I apologize, but it's stupid hot in here right now. And
dude, same over here. I have the fan on and I'm still sweating.
Yeah. We are getting into the thick of it, as the backyardigans would say. But yeah, dude, that's always kind of cool to get a little R&R for yourself. I don't know if it was R&R per se, but some you time is nice while your other half does her thing, and that's sick. That's a good balance there. So fuck yeah. But yeah, dude, I didn't really have much going on this week. Been kind of weird, mainly because like it's really hitting me that like my dad's death day anniversary is coming up tomorrow, actually the 27th. So I'm always in like kind of disbelief around this time of the year, and I always feel really weird, and it never really hits me until like the day. I'm like, oh, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
So been kind of a weird thing. I've probably told the story about the dragonflies on this podcast before, but anyway, I saw my first dragonfly of the year, which means that I got to see my dad for the first time this year. So that was really exciting, and love and miss you, Dad. So there's that. Just been kind of like a weird week for that, but not a bad one per se. But this weekend I'm going with Skylar and our friends Brandon and Danielle. We talk about Brandon a lot on this show. And I don't even know if the motherfucker listens, so whatever.
We need to bring him on just so he can rate our beers on whether or not we're drinking quality.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm not going to give him the satisfaction. We love you, Brandon. Always just poking fun at you, buddy. But we're going to Hershey. Yes, like the candy company, Hershey, PA. That's Central PA. To see Blink-182 and Turnstile this weekend. So I'm really fucking stoked for that. And that's another thing that I just kind of like forgot that was happening. And it's happening, and it probably won't hit me until next week. But I'm really excited for that. I've only seen Blink once, actually with Brandon. And that was like 10 years ago, probably longer than that.
I actually remember picking you up.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I also remember that. So yeah, that was a while ago. I'm excited to see Blink again and to go with Skylar and everyone. So yeah, I'm excited for this weekend. I do want to say though, before we transition into the beer breakdowns, that because my dad died in a motorcycle accident. I love riding motorcycles. I haven't since then, but that doesn't mean I don't want to, and I will in the future. That's neither here nor there, but I bring that up just because it is Memorial Day weekend, so a very busy time. So if you are going to ride, just not even just this weekend, but in general, just be safe. Hopwolves. It sounds like a cliche statement, but like my dad rode for like 40 plus years, and he still died on a motorcycle. So like you just never know. Like he hit a patch of gravel, and you just can't. It's like ice. You just can't do anything about that. So all I'm saying is just have fun, but please be safe, because a lot of times there's just things that are kind of out of your control as a motorcycle rider. So yeah, that's my cautionary tale. I don't want to make this a downer by any means. But again, miss my dad, and I want to dedicate this episode to him. So I hope that's okay, sir.
No,
But-
that is more than okay, man. Like I've told you before, your dad is like a second dad to me. So I
Yeah.
always went to him for chiropractic work, and like to me, he truly changed my life. So cheers to him, man. I'm already getting chills from you just talking about him. So love you, man.
Love you, dude. Cheers, Dad. He loved you too, like a second, well, third son, because my brother, amongst other, you were always family.
It's okay
So-
if I rank before Lance's.
Yeah, we won't tell him.
Yeah.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, dude. I'm gonna start my review because you eclipse my ABV by half. The beer I am drinking today is Fruitlands, GOSE from Modern Times Brewery. And they're from San Diego, California. So this is the tie-in to Shannon is the fact that she got to visit that brewery. So I'm super jealous. But I told her, I was like, I've featured them before.
Mhm.
I forget which beer I had before. However, this one is actually fantastic. I need to focus because with what's in front of me, I keep mentioning other beers while I'm reviewing a certain one.
You're hurting its feelings, dude. And
I
now
know,
you're just
I know.
you
I'm
had
so
that.
sorry. It's sweating.
What's the coffee drink that you had before?
Intenso
Intenso.
from Nespresso, and yeah, it is running through my veins right now. So I need to
Cool your jets.
yeah, I need to cool my jets. Anyway, 4.8 ABV, 10 IBU. It's a GOSE, but they also list it as a sour, and it's got tropical fruit. They listed passion fruit and guava, which I absolutely taste both of these for right now, and I'm loving it. The can, though, let me just pull up the can. It's pretty much standard for them. They do a style that's very similar across a lot of their cans. So they got front and forward their logo with all the details on what it is. The only real difference in a lot of these is of course the beer name, but then like the colors of the stripes at the bottom. This one's got like pinks and fuchsias and purples almost. And then on the side of the can, they have a whole description about what is going on with the beer. It says that Fruitlands is tart, fruity, and frighteningly delicious. So we're going to take another sip of this here in a bit to test that. It goes on to say the sour, salty base beer lays down the funky refreshment, while a heavy dose of passion fruit and guava turns the whole thing into a wall-to-wall tropical fruit fiesta. Love that. It's a marvelous mix of elements that collide with your mouth like a fruit-filled asteroid of flavor traveling at the supersonic speed of party. I love that. Okay. Let's go. I'm gonna get another one on the palate here. I'm actually gonna smell it first. Yeah, I'm getting the fruit taste through the smell. It's very palpable, which is great. So let's get one off the tongue. Yeah, I'm very impartial to sours, but if it's the right kind of fruit, you win me over. And this is doing that for me. It's actually very refreshing. Goes down smooth, not too much sourness on the back end, which is nice because that's kind of what makes me sip for hours instead of enjoying the beer. It's just like now it's work to get through it. Yeah, I love that pairing of the fruit. I'm a big fan of both of those fruit, especially guava. Yeah. Yeah, I recommend this for sure. That's tasty. And honestly, they're a very reputable brewery, so I haven't had a bad beer from them ever. So if you can find them where you're at, because they do offer their beer outside of California.
Mm-hmm.
If you see them on a shelf, go get a beer from them because it's fantastic.
Yeah, that's what's up, dude. Modern Times, like you said, does not disappoint. I know I also featured a beer from them before a couple of years ago, I think, which is weird to say, but but yeah, it was very tasty and only like glowing reviews from people that have had that particular brewery. So that's exciting. Hopefully Shannon brings something back for Todd. Come on, man. But
one can only hope, but we'll see.
One can only hope. But it sounds like that's a very tasty one. That description is fucking awesome.
Dude, kudos to whoever wrote that because that's what's up.
The supersonic speed of party sounds like that should have been in like a fucking, like if they did Wayne's World 3, like that should be it.
It's a great reference. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Love Modern Times. And going into my pick for the day, also love this particular brewery, which is Lagunitas. And it's, let's hold it up here. So for everyone listening, it is Lagunitas Maximus Colossal IPA. It is a DIPA, so a double IPA coming in at 9% ABV with 60 IBUs. And they are from Petaluma, California. So we're on the West Coast this week, friend. The best coast, as Winds of Plague once famously said. So to talk about the can real fast, I really like this can. And I'm also like, we couldn't like pin this down before, but I'm pretty sure that Todd has had this same beer on the show before. But Lagunitas, they've been around for a long time. They're one of the OGs in the craft beer industry, and they're very fucking good at what they do. But the label itself, it's packed with some bold colors. The whole can is pretty much like a nice dark green, as well as like a darker orange. We have the bust of the Lagunitas Puppo. The Lagunitas Puppo is, I don't know the story, but like it's on some other labels from them as well too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also wearing, I'll kind of hold it up a little bit here, but it's got like a crown with hops in it too, like the leaf crown and everything, something like that Caesar would wear. So that's really cool. I love the little play on that. And then also in the background, if you can kind of see that for everyone listening, there's like there's the Colosseum where the battle rages on and on, just like a Demi Borgir song.
Yes.
And then if we spin it, Lagunitas is fucking huge on the can, and it's on a lighter green, which is cool. And Lagunitas is in black font, and they're just really letting people know who the fuck they are. They ain't here to fuck around, dog. So to give the description from the can, it says, "Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your dog ears. Your insatiable quest for hops has led you here to our Colosseum to take on a double IPA." Like, are we getting chills here, dude? Like, I'm getting chills.
This entire episode.
Yeah. Full of Simcoe, Cascade, and Centennial hops balanced against a tons of rich malt barley. You are facing the Titan. Are you not entertained? Life is uncertain. Don't sip.
Nice.
Love it. Right off the bat, I don't think I've had this particular one, but I'm a big fan of Lagunitas, and I think they get, and we've probably talked about this before, they kind of get overlooked now, at least in my opinion, just because like they don't always have the most stellar label art, but the beers are always on fucking points. especially one of my favorite beers, like just in general, it's the Waldo's, which is a triple IPA. That shit is so fucking good. It always comes out around 420 because it's a very dank beer. But now I'm doing what Todd's doing and referencing other beers.
I know.
Focus, everyone. Now I'm hitting my mic. Jesus Christ. I'm only a couple sips in.
You're off the
Anyway,
walls. You're off the walls.
I didn't even have an espresso. I had that charged lemonade, dude. That's what's getting me
You're
now.
charged up.
They'll let anyone in this podcast, apparently. Anyway, back to this beer. Opening it, you get a fucking cascade of just that nice, dank, sweet hop aroma. Simcoe Cascade and Centennial, those are all like super bitter West Coast style hops. And after having one sip of this beer, dude, like they said, it is very nicely balanced. And it wasn't as bitter as I anticipated it to be. So I was hoping for a little bit more bite, but that's not taking away from the beer itself. Let's get another one on the palate, because why the fuck not?
Yeah, to what I said earlier, they're just like modern times. I've never had a bad beer from Lagunitas.
No. They can't miss, dude. And yeah, like it's very, very flavor. Well, it's hop forward. Like you're just getting an insane amount of hops throughout the whole thing on like the whole tongue. And I can kind of feel it just sticking on kind of like the middle of my tongue there. And it's just like nice mouthfeel, good balance. Like I said, and they said, it's packed with a bunch of the malt barleys. So yeah. And I can also feel it kind of creeping, like the bitterness kind of creeping back into my throat, which is really cool. And it is bitter. Don't get me wrong. Like it's definitely a West Coast IPA, but it's not like a dirty bastard type of deal. Where it's just like sitting there fucking crushing your palate. Kinda. But this is drinkable, which is dangerous, being at 9%. And this also of note is 19.2, so it is a tall boy. One of these and you're fucking, you will be in the Coliseum fighting. I don't know who, but you will be fighting someone, especially if you keep drinking them. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I really like this beer. Lagunitas, the GOAT, dude. Would recommend for sure. Oh, and one more thing of note that I really like on the can itself, it says for all the hop heads, and it says Robustus Flavorcus. So that's just it's fun. It's a good beer. They're having fun with it. So definitely recommend. And this is like, it was like $3 at the gas station, dude. So like you can pick up.
Steal.
Yeah, it's a steal. And again, like it's just more. I don't even want to say it's overlooked, but I just don't ever see people drinking Lagunitas anymore. And you should be. So drink modern times, drink Lagunitas, especially while listening to the band we're going to be talking about for the metal headlines. Do you want to take it away there, friend? Or any last thoughts before we move on? I've been doing that a lot lately, and I apologize.
You're good, man. The only thought I had is the Coliseum the original pit, if you will?
Oh, fuck, dude.
Like to throw down? Like,
yeah, I think so.
Oh, let's fucking go, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will lead us off on this metal headlines. We were talking about Blessthefall. Yeah, I know they're a little bit more seen than the Brewtal that we usually talk about, but they go hard, dude. For a metalcore band.
Yeah.
Blessthefall have blessed us with new music for the first time in 5 years, and they are celebrating their 10th anniversary of phenomenal album, Hollow Bodies. The track's called Wake the Dead, and they have certainly woken a lot of dead people. It's hot and heavy. It's quintessential BTF, harkening back to to Hollow Bodies era, which just seems fitting. You wrote down, cut the dead weight, bring the violence. Hell yeah. Their tour will be August through September with Caskets, Kingdom of Giants, and Dragged Under. That's what's up. And this begs the question. We always kind of like lean into this when we're talking about a certain band. What is your BTF discography ranking? So we're going through all the albums that they have released and what is number 1, 2, 3, 4. So hit me with your list, sir, and I will let you know about mine.
First and foremost, Hollow Bodies is by far their best album. So I am elated that they're not only back, but also supporting the 10-year anniversary, which is crazy, dude. It's always crazy when we talk about like these bigger anniversaries. I remember specifically, and this is another reason why it's like such like high up there for me. Per usual, I didn't have the money to buy this album, but I really wanted it, and you bought it for me.
I
The
actually
physical
forgot about
copy.
this.
Dude, I will never forget about that. I loved it. That was such a good day. And so I treasure that, not only for that reason, but the album itself, it just fucking slaps. Everything front to back, dude. Even the track, like, I tend to skip Exodus, the opening track, not because it's a bad song. I just really always want to get to it's the second track, and it's like my favorite one. It's like You Wear a Crown, but You're No King, I think is the name of the track. But anyway, I just always want to get to that one beforehand. So apologies to you, Exodus. It's still a great track, and it's 6 minutes for an opener, but it really sets the tone.
Mhm.
Anyway, I love Hollow Bodies. There was no question that was number one. The rest of the list, though, Witness would be my number 2. His Last Walk is 3. To Those Left Behind is 4. Awakening is 5. And then Hard Feelings, which is their newest one. That was my least favorite, mainly because I just didn't listen to that one as much as the other ones. But I remember even when it came out, I wasn't like thrilled with it. Like, there are some really fucking good songs on there. Like Melodramatic is super awesome, and Cutthroat is one of their heaviest songs. I love that track. But the album overall just really didn't do it for me. And then His Last Walk being up there so high, like that's their first album. That's the one that really got me into it. It is so fucking scene, dude.
Yes.
And I love it. It's kind of cringy now. It still holds up, I think. But, and that's when Craig Mabbitt was in the band, who also, it was now is an Escape the Fate, but also started The Word Alive.
Yes.
Which is also crazy to think about. Anyway, it's higher up there for nostalgic reasons for me. But yeah, they're two absolute best albums, Hollow Bodies and Witness. It was really hard. Actually, it wasn't hard. I just love Hollow Bodies so much. But Witness is a phenomenal album. That's the first one with Bo on it, who is a great frontman. And yeah, I have much love for Blessthefall. I was just telling Todd I was fucking crying to them, literally crying to them earlier this week because I was listening to Dead Air off of To Those Left Behind. That one has a very special place in my heart. I saw Blessthefall with my brother. The only time I've seen them, Vans Warped Tour 2017. That was his first and last, unfortunately, Warped Tour. And we had both never seen them. They played that. It was like golden hour. I mentioned like seeing my dad being in like Dragonfly form. I saw Dragonfly like over the crowd. Anyway, I really love Blessthefall, and had to throw that small story in there. I'm rambling though, sir. What are your picks? I was most curious to hear what you had to say, because I know we had talked about like you really didn't delve into their whole discography. So give it to me straight. What'd you think? What was your top one?
All right, some background. So what I did is I put them all in order on release and put them all into a playlist on Spotify, and I listened to them back to back while I was editing. And I was going to have Witness as my number one, because that is the one I've constantly gone to in the past. And it's kind of like made me avoid the rest of their discography. But it's not my number one. Hollow Bodies, dude. When I re-listened to that, it just brought me back. And I was like, wow, this was like their statement album that like drove them to the top, in my opinion.
So yeah.
That and those features, dude. And we have an inside joke. The song that features Jesse from Stick to Your Guns. They have that like breakdown part where he yells like you're just a bitch, but we always misinterpreted it as you're just a peach. And so that's our inside joke, because the way he says it, it sounds like peach almost. And we've ruined songs like this before. Like there's a Parkway Drive song from Deep Blue where he says "Candid Eyes," but it sounds like he's yelling Canada. And like once you start to like, you can't unhear it. And so
No.
yeah, it was kind of funny because when I got to that point in me listening to all these albums in succession, I texted Arie that line, and I was like, I just wanted to let you know I just got to this song. So yeah, Hollow Body's number 1, which puts Witnesses number 2, which is kind of funny because that's how Arie has it ranked. Here's where it gets different though. So I really, really dug To Those Left Behind. So that shot up immediately. So that's my number 3. And then this is the surprise, Hard Feelings, man, at number 4. I had to look a couple times because I thought I was still listening to Those Left Behind, but then I realized it was Hard Feelings, and I was like, this actually is pretty fucking good. So sorry, Blessthefall, I didn't support it that much when it actually came out, which might have led to the hiatus. So I apologize.
Todd not listening to Hard Feelings was the direct link between them and the hiatus.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So no hard feelings.
That whole album is about you, apparently.
Yes. Anyway, there's actually a very cute moment. It might be Bo's daughter or someone's daughter on a track.
No, it is. It is.
I thought that
I'm
was
sorry,
a nice
I had to
touch.
interject for a second. Yeah.
So it ends with like his daughter's voice, and then it goes into the super heavy track, I believe, if I remember correctly. But I just thought that was a nice touch. Anyway, my last two though, His Last Walk. What's funny is I associate this album so much with you because I just remember you being really into it. And this was back in the day when it came out, and I just was not in that mental place to be in this kind of music at that time period. So I just don't have that. I don't have that connection that you do. But when I listen to it, dude, for a screamo album that it is in the scene, it is so nuanced and like it is epic, like truly epic, like long ass songs. And it has peaks and valleys to it. So I was thoroughly impressed. Like I know it's low on the list, but it is up there for a great album for its time period. And then last but not least is Awakening. It just didn't connect with me as much as Witness did. I feel like it's a B-side of Witness. So yeah, it's lower on the list, but it still holds up. There's some great tracks on there. Bones Crew sticks out.
That's one of my favorite songs, like in general from Blessthefall.
Mm-hmm. So even though it's ranked as my last one, all of these albums are fantastic. I actually really recommend people to do what I did and just listen to them front to back in order, just because it kind of takes you through their history and where we are today with Wake the Dead. So that's what's up. I'm so glad they're back. They really played into like we're done on social. I think they trolled us so hard, but so glad they're back. This single alone, unfortunately, it's not going to make our CBB playlist, I must say, but that just means our CBB playlist is very fucking heavy. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to end the metal news and then start talking about these fucking albums and songs on our release day. Again, we're recording this on 5/26. I actually love this day, man. I actually put this down on my Brutalist, or not my Brutalist. That's a whole other thing. That's how I prepare the playlist for the day. But I wrote the date down on my top 5s for the year because this might include some stuff that dropped today. So Arie, if you don't mind, I will give you the floor to talk about this album list of today.
Yeah, dude, I knew it was going to be a good week this week when I checked the notes, like probably around like Tuesday, and you had them almost all filled out for album releases and like a good chunk of the tracks that drop. So that's always a nice thing to see. And it's a stellar week for sure. We're starting it off with A Pretext to Human Suffering with their Endless Cycle of Suffering. Arrival of Autumn with Kingdom Undone. Then we have Bottom Feeders with Fear and Self-Loathing EP. Hell yeah. I feel like that's really what Hunter S. Thompson was talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then we move on to Bullet Biter with their Welcome to the Sickness EP, Cloak with Black Flame Eternal, Ethereal Void with Gods of a Dead World. Then we have Exile to Decadence, Where Demons Dwell EP. Then we have Fighting the Phoenix, Where Demons Go to Die. And that's, Todd brought that up earlier, like not planned because we always do this in alphabetical order, but damn, that just fits super well there.
I wonder if one of those bands like saw the other release and were like, are you kidding me?
Unless it's like the same people. It's just like one person be like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna like, we'll see if anyone's really paying attention.
Yeah.
So following Where Demons Go to Die, we have Ice Sealed Eyes with Volume 1 Torments EP, Immortal with War Against All, Impuritan with Wrath, Incendiary with Change the Way You Think About Pain. Good food for thought. Rock on, Incendiary. Then we have Marina with Nuclear, Marked Life, and that's marked semicolon life with their Rare Candy EP. Then we have Olkoth with At the Eye of Chaos, Plagues of Calderon with their self-titled EP, Phlebotomized with Clouds of Confusion. I feel like that every day in my life. Salem Burning with Immortalia, Imperium, and Mortis. Then rounding off the list, last two, we have Terminal Sleep with Chapter 2, Illicit Fear, and that's an EP. And then Vomitory with All Heads Are Gonna Roll. Hell yeah, they are. Especially like if you listen to all 20 of those and then you get to that album, most definitely heads are going to be fucking rolling.
Oh, it's already rolling, man.
Yeah. Like fucking Freddie D up in this piece. As always, every week we like to see what's really doing it for us. What's your pick? And what are some, just in general, what are the ones that are getting you going this week?
So my absolute favorite, and this is hard to say actually because this entire list is fantastic. I got the opportunity to listen to a good chunk of most of these albums, and they're all bringing it, dude. But my favorite is actually A Pretext to Human Suffering with Endless Cycle of Suffering. Dude, it's got a 5-second intro song that just bleeds into the title track. That's fan-fucking-tastic. I read a little bit behind the meaning of this album, and it really it's actually a positive tech death album when you read the lyrics and stuff. And so that like hooked me. I love the album artwork along with it. It's just, it hooked me from the get-go. And then I really have come to like this band a lot. So keep your eyes open. They might make a top 5 later on in the year. So just putting that out there. Other than that, though, the Bottoms Feeders EP is so fucking good, dude. I love the audio clips that they put into this little EP, and it's very fucking heavy. And that just checks all the boxes for me. Cloak is actually surprisingly very good, along with Ethereal Void, which to me, those would have been throwaways back in the day. But I am in like a death metal mode ever since the releases this year with Sangui Sugarbog and Frozen Soul. So like I'm here for those. Exile to Decadence, that is probably going to make a top 5 EP of the year.
So good.
Holy shit. Yeah. Ice Sealed Eyes is actually a very interesting band. Like think Loathe in a way with them. So yeah, keep your eyes on them. Immortal, like that's a classic album from them. Marina Nuclear, dude. If you don't like this war going on over in Europe with Russia, dude, that is a middle finger album to what is going on. So very emotionally charged about politics with that. So if that's up your alley, go check that out. Incendiary, great hardcore album. Marked Life, I do wonder if the EP title is a reference to Pokemon for Rare Candies. If you're that old to remember.
I hope so.
I know.
hope so.
So that was just my thought about that. Plagues of Calderon, dude, you tipped me off to this. It's a 2-track EP, but it follows a like short story, whereas the lyrics are the short story. So that's fucking cool. I'm sure Arie will provide that link in the show notes, but that was awesome. Yeah, I love when bands do that. And then other than that, dude, Salem Burning, we talked about this off recording, but it is, what did I say? Like deathcore meets Mushroomhead craziness in opera form. And
Yeah.
if that paints a picture for you, holy shit, go listen to that album. That's it for me. Oh, I have to mention this because you're about to say it, but Impuritan Wrath, man. I'll let you talk about it, man. Fuck, man. It makes me think of Oceano, their first record, Deaths, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that Impuritan's my pick for the week. And as always, I haven't had a chance to listen to most of these yet, but the ones that I have, Impuritan's been on repeat all week because it came out a little bit earlier. I think it was like Tuesday or something. It was pretty early on.
A bold move for a Tuesday release.
I'm fucking here for it, dude. A very bold move. But yeah, Oceano, Depths, and then a lot of Whitechapel influence in there too.
Yeah.
There's one track which is a super fucking awesome track, but it does really remind me of Darkest Day of Man off of A New Era of Corruption, like the intro specifically. And that's not a bad thing because Impuritan are making it their own. We hear the influences and it fucking works, dude. I am in love with this album. So that's my pick for the week. But I've been really into Bullet Biter ever since we heard.
Yeah, we had a track before on a playlist.
The track is called like You Shouldn't Ever Kiss the Dead or something like that. But dude, it's like a minute 30 of just pure fucking bliss. And this EP itself is only 3 tracks, so like it's very short, but it's a good fucking time. I really like what they're doing, and they're from like Oklahoma, I think. It's somewhere where you don't usually hear about bands coming from. So Bullet Biter, Exile to Decadence was fucking sick. Terminal Sleep was a really fun one too. That's a hardcore band from the Gold Coast, I think, in Australia. So I had a lot of fun with that one. And yeah, of course, Todd brought up Salem Burning. Dude, one of the weirdest albums I've heard in a long time. And I absolutely loved it.
It made me think a little bit of Volvadinia in a way, because they kind of made this like epic story, if you will, and turned it into an album. That's kind of like what they're going for.
Yeah, that's a great comparison there, dude. And another one that we had talked about, if you're a fan of the band Avatar,
yeah,
they kind of are in that same vein. It's just like you really just have to listen to it because it brings the heavy, but it just gets so weird, dude. And it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of that one, and I'm excited to listen to the again the Plagues of Calderon. Like just the fact that pairing of like the author had to do with the songs too. I'll have to like Todd said, we'll link it in the show notes, but there's like a better explanation. I'm blanking on what it is, but like Todd said, it is a short story and the lyrics are coming from there. It's the same artwork that the short story is for the album art. Really cool. And I don't think this is the first time that the author has done something like this, but that's really cool. The only other band I can really think of that's done something like kind of similar is Left to Suffer, when they released their On Death EP a couple years ago. I think it was like 2 years ago at this point. But anyway, Taylor Barber and co did like an explanation of the tracks. It wasn't it was still like it was told narratively, but it was like them explaining what each track. I don't know. It's really fucking cool. So I really hope that more bands do this. Like if you have lore to your music, I'm looking at you, Distant. I know we have. Yes. I know we have the novel, but I would love to have like an audiobook or something in that same vein, kind of like going off about it and how the lyrics tie in with the lore. Anyway, that would be super fucking cool. We're always here for a weird tie-in here on Brewtal. But anyway, those are my picks. Todd found some fucking amazing albums this week. This is one for the records for sure. But let's keep this fucking train rolling, dog, because the CBB, the Certified Brutal Bangers, equally as fire.
I know we keep saying this, but this may be our heaviest to date.
Because we're in May. Yeah.
I'm just going to start off. Shout out to Polaris. We just couldn't include you. We cap it at 20, but this list is just so goddamn heavy. So we
couldn't lift it, dude.
Yeah, we couldn't do
lifting.
it.
No.
But they even announced a new album coming out later this year. So we're stoked regardless, but we love you, Polaris. Sorry you didn't make the cut. This is like a team. You'll move on. We'll move on.
It's not you. Yes. It's us.
It's us. It's us for sure. But anyway, the Certified Brutal Bangers playlist. Let's go. We are starting off with Braindead, dude, with the song Lifeless. They have an EP coming out. This is probably going to make a top 5 for me, dude. I'm in love with this band. Yes, do they rely on bass drops a lot? I don't fucking care. It is brutal as hell. And yeah, this just gets the party started. Next up, we have Crocophile with the song Dripping. I'm so glad I found this last minute. I forgot they were dropping this, which is kind of funny. Dripping, dropping. It is heavy as fuck, and I love everything about this band, what they're doing, the artwork, the album title. I forget what it is, but it's like Slamzilla or something.
Dude, that album art is fucking hysterical too.
Yeah, think Godzilla, think just in that vein, but cartoonish, but super fucking heavy.
With a flat-brimmed hat too.
Yes.
Awesome.
After them, this band has been putting banger after banger. Ingaloom from Florida, dude. This one's called Hall of Sin. They are consistently in our top 10 of where they rank in brutality wise. Like, they're always like up there. And this is no different, dude. Heavy as hell. So put Ingaloom on your list of heavy bands for the year, because whatever they're leading up to, I don't know if it's an EP or an LP, but strong contender for most brutal of the year. After them, we have Signs of the Swarm, dude. We talked about them a little bit off recording. They are primed to be one of the leaders in deathcore. This new song, Tower of Torsos, just reaffirms that. So go check it out. Music video is fucking awesome too.
Yeah.
Next up are King of the Beans, Crown Magnatar. They just released another single from their upcoming album. And this is the title track, Everything Bleeds. So it is a good old time, dude. Plus the music video for this is, you got to check it out for sure.
Pretty cool.
After that, Errors of Humanity, Counting the Coups. Dude, they're shaping up to be a really good release from them as well. Stupid fucking heavy with great audio clips that they keep involving in their tracks.
Yes, sir.
After them, we have an Erie, PA band, dude. I'm so excited about this band. Thank you for telling me about them. Ghost of Eller. I think that's how you say it. It's ELHR. With their new track, Cursed Land. Dude, I was blown away by this. So very much recommend sending PA love to them. After that, we have Mental Cruelty with their Nordlist track. Very much in line with what they've been putting out. This is mellow death for sure. And I love that they're being a little bit more into that vein than before, since they have this new vocalist. And I think he's really doing a great job for, filling in for what has happened. So kudos to y'all. After them, we have the band Spitpool, in all caps. This is featuring a Danny Villarreal. I think he's a drummer. I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, I couldn't get a good grasp either when I looked into it.
Mm-hmm. Either way, this is a heavy as fuck track. It's called Inhumane Descent. Go check it out. After them, we have the band Ticked Off. I love the band name.
Love that, yeah.
The track is called To End a Life. Very fucking heavy. Perfectly right before this next track, Nihilist. They continue to churn out, or he continues to churn out fucking great ass metal. This one's called Suicide Watch. Him alone, we've talked about this, just the journey that he takes us on with the metal he puts out. It feels like a theater play happening, like a horror theater play, and I love it.
It does.
After Nihilist, we have Beguiler with the song Unrepentant. I feel like that's your word of the year is beguiles, beguiler, beguiling.
Yeah.
But great ass band. Love the track. Go check them out. After them, we have Dispositions with the song Death Rattle, followed up by Cultist. And this is featuring Jeremy Schaefer of Earth Groans, which I learned through Wikipedia. He's the only member in the band right now. So that's interesting. Not sure what's up with that.
Interesting.
Yeah. But the song is called Suffering by My Own Hand. For Christian deathcore, Cultist is doing it, man. Fucking doing it.
Stupid heavy.
Mm-hmm. After them, this is a band I think I found through Slam Worldwide. So shout out to Slam Worldwide. Y'all are killing it as usual. This one's called V period Confessions, which I believe is the Roman numeral for 5. Again, the band, I don't think I mentioned it actually yet, is I Shapeshifter. And this is featuring a John Richardson of Solace. After them is the track Washing Dish, which may be the most relatable lyrics ever. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. The band is X86X, and this is featuring a Kyle Medina of Body Snatcher. That's what's up. After that, we have the band Fox Lake with their song Hammer and Nail, and this is featuring a Mr. Chris Redder of Like Moths to Flames. What a great get, dude. Fucking love that.
He fits so well in this song, too.
Absolutely. Very much agree with that. Next up, to round out the list, we have Left in the Wake from Mugshot, who is a Brewtal alumni. Shout out to y'all. And y'all just got signed by Pure Noise, I believe, which is fucking dope.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think it's Pure Noise. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure.
Congrats, boys.
After them, we have the band Vexed, underrated as hell, with their song X, My Love. And it's the caret with the 3 for the heart. And then in parentheses is Hope to Die. I love the track, dude. Super fun and very, very heavy. Like this whole playlist is heavy. But
yeah,
to finish it off, we have Full Tilt from Johnny Booth. Holy shit, man. If you weren't impressed by what they've released so far, this one is just going to make you fall in love even more. And what a closer, dude. Very heavy breakdown at the end. So listen to it all the way through. It's got peaks and valleys. There's a little bit of singing in there too. Very much becoming a big fan of Johnny Booth. So they're a highlight for me. Like I just said, what an insane song for a closer. But what won my heart over was Brain Dead, dude. I am very much looking forward to the rest of this EP. I hope there's a lot more tracks because they've released at least like 4 of them so far. So hopefully there's maybe a couple more, but yeah, I am in love with what I'm hearing from them.
Dude, absolutely. Brain Dead, they are churning out some fucking killer shit. And yeah, like you said, what a way to start off the playlist. Can't wait for that EP to drop. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm really glad that you're digging Johnny Booth, dude. They've been around for a long time.
That's what blows my mind is like, I can't believe, and I love one of their older albums. I think it was from like 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, how haven't I listened to them yet?
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm in the same boat because I only recently became a fan and then found out that they had been around. I remember the name, but I just never listened to them because I was like, well, you know, like Johnny Booth is like a kind of like a weird name. So like, I don't know. I'm not going to check it out. It reminded me for some reason of like Crown the Empire, not sonically, but like the name, because they have like a running theme in their music with something Booth. Anyway, neither here nor there. Johnny Booth is fucking sick, though, and they deserve your time, if anything. My pick for the week, though, as soon as you sent it to me, I just could not, like, it was just like Glee, dude.
I think we'll also link the video.
X86X, hands down. Some of the realest shit I've heard and my whole goddamn life. It's all about like dishwashers and just working like a really fucking shitty job. It's so good, dude. And the fact that they have Kyle Medina on the track too is so fucking good, dude.
Elevates it, dude.
And when they say like I'm gonna break every, I think it's Kyle that says like I'm gonna break every dish in like the whole goddamn place.
Uh-huh.
I absolutely love it. And then I know you sent me the video too. Like their vocalist was in a fucking like apron doing
Making grilled
oh my God.
cheeses.
Everything about it, dude. I fucking love. It's so and like it's not a throwaway thing either. Like the music is fucking good and they're fucking heavy, but like it's just like super relatable for anyone that's worked like a shitty like service job or anything like that. Like Todd said, dude, all this list, I haven't gone all the way through to listening to it, but everything has been amazing, fucking fire. Some other standouts though for your boy here, Signs, duh. They're at the top of their fucking game, dude. Braindead, amazing. I was really loving the Spitpool song. Always love CROWN MAGNATAR. That band, in my eyes, can do no wrong. And also of note, I think it was Dan Tucker, the vocalist who's always talking about the beans. We talk about that now. He just got a tattoo of beans the other day I saw on Facebook, so that's fucking funny.
Yes.
And he said something to the extent of like he's unhinged at this point. So that's just fucking fun, dude. The Heirs of Humanity song and then the Ghost of Elher. Again, we apologize. Both amazing tracks, dude. So you really can't go wrong with any of these. And did we make the list? Yes. Are we biased? For sure. But like, dude, we're only trying to put the best on here. So we're fans of anything that comes on the list. So it's a good week. We'll leave it at that. But dude, we're just like the train. I think I would say it's going to get derailed, but that's kind of like blasé at this point because there was like a derailment here not too long ago with like some really toxic chemicals. So that's in like bad taste. But we're going to keep the train on the tracks and still rolling for our featured band, dude. We talk about the Ghost track from Erie, PA. This is another Erie, PA band, which we're very blessed to be able to represent, dude. Who are we talking about today?
The train, its last stop is in Erie, PA, and we're talking about the band BLOUSES, which I love to believe is a reference to Chappelle's Show when Prince dunks and goes game BLOUSES. I like to believe that.
We'll have to ask.
Yes.
But we'll go with that.
We are featuring their track Voluntary Manslaughter. The band lineup is Dominic Quirk on vocals, Derek Hones on guitar, Anthony Leota on bass, and James Quirk on drums. And so here's a little bit about them. Introducing the alternate hardcore punk band BLOUSES of Erie, PA, formed in 2019. With a relentless energy and a sound that's hard to ignore, this group of four musicians has been creating music that's gritty, raw, and unapologetic. Love to hear it. Dominic Quirk, the band's frontman, brings a fierce intensity to the stage with his dynamic vocals and cutting delivery. Derek Hones, the band's guitarist, provides the driving force behind the band's sound with aggressive riffs, fast-paced breakdowns, and bendy parts that sound bigger than just one guitar. We love bendy and bouncy.
Yes.
Anthony Leota, the band's bassist, holds down the low end with a steady and thunderous sound that sets the foundation for the band's songs. And finally, James Quirk, the band's drummer, keeps the rhythm tight and the energy high with his intense and expressive beats. With their blend of old school punk, alternative rock, and modern hardcore, they have a unique sound and a commitment to making music that's authentic and true to their roots. As they continue to write and perform music, this alternative hardcore punk band from Erie, PA is a force to be reckoned with and a band to keep your eye on in years to come. Facts, straight facts. They go on to say that generally the writing process has come easily for us. Most of our songs are fleshed out with riffs and concepts that we jam. If it's cool and makes us giggle, we know we got a keeper. I love that. We try to write what we like to listen to. It doesn't matter so much whether or not it fits into a mold or genre. As a band, we have a hard time even staying in one. That's what's up. They go on to say, we write music quick and the lyrics come even quicker thanks to the wit and the lifetime of puns and prose living in Dom's brain. While some of the songs are self-deprecating and nihilistic, others are positive and uplifting. We just try to have a good time. And hey, that's all we can ask for, man, is have a good time. That's what we're doing right now on the podcast. We're having a good time.
Hell fucking yeah, brother.
Here's a quote from Dominic about the track. He says, "Voluntary manslaughter represents an aggressive competition one has with a conscious mind under duress and while confronted with intrusive thought. With the recurrent lyrics, you're your own voice in your head. The content of the song feeds into the internal argument that one faces when confronted with an auditory hallucination. Conversely, question at hand is whether or not this violent voice in one's head is either outside or within them." That's a good question to ask yourself. And so this is representing them or contrasting them. I love that. I love there's a duality that we all have in our mind. I think this is what Slipknot was even touching upon with their song Duality. It's just I've always heard about the story of I think this kind of goes into Native American lore a little bit, but there's always like a wolf you feed within you. It's either the good wolf or the bad wolf, and it even makes you think of like Star Wars and stuff. You either go towards the dark side or the light side. So there's kind of that duality in all of us, and which one are you feeding? So that's kind of cool that they dive into that. This song is a short song though, but it's fucking jam packed. So Arie, I'm gonna let you take it from here. Tell us about the song itself that we're gonna feature.
Yeah, dude, and we talk about wolves all the time, like. We're Hopwolves. Come on. Like we're all about the wolves, dude. So this just makes I love the comparison and the fact, not the comparison, but the fact that you brought that up there, friend. Yeah, this song is a ripper, dude. Super short, but we like that here because a lot of us, Todd and I, dude, we're fucking old. We're not fucking old, but like we're older. So clocking in at a cool minute 20, this gives us older fucks just enough time to have some fun before we're winded and something starts to hurt.
Yep.
Which actually true.
I can already feel it.
I can already feel it too. My back definitely is a little knotted today, dude. Sonically, it's very reminiscent of Every Time I Die, R.I.P. Legends. And that Southern era style of hardcore, i.e. Maylene and the Sons of Disaster, He Is Legend, Once Nothing, etc. And what I'm talking about is like sleazy, groovy, and hella catchy. I can smell the whiskey coming off this track, dude.
Hell yeah.
The driving rhythm section, the sleazy guitar work and Dom going between his harsh vocals and the talking portions just really add to the overall atmosphere of the track. I love the opening yells before we bust out the shotguns and go to town, boys. I hope people know what I'm talking about because that was always that shirt, dude. I'll explain that. I know you know, but like that's a Norma Jean reference, and that was like so popular in high school. Be like, dude, did you get that shirt that said like bust out the shotguns? And like, if you didn't have it, I don't know, like that was lame as fuck. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about here. The drum fill that comes in the second time around each time the main riff is played as a transition between the sections of the song is a highlight for me. It's the little nuances like that what make the track so much fun, not to mention the repetition, and that's not a slight in the least. I love when bands keep it simple structurally because you know exactly what to expect for the duration of the track, aka when to set it the fuck off, dude.
Hell yeah.
We can't forget about the Black Sheep part of the track around a minute 5. Again, the whole track is only a minute 20. Derek plays a riff that sounds like it's climbing the neck while James hits a tasty fill before finishing up the rest of the track. Just like Good Charlotte once famously said, it's the little things, something, something, something.
I love that. Thank you for doing that. That's what's up.
I had a lot of fun writing these notes, so I appreciate everyone listening to this.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell people, hold on. It gets better than you know.
Yeah, dude. Oh, God. Whew. We're having fun here today.
Let's
Hopwolves.
go. Friday,
Let's
baby.
go. Lastly, we can't not mention probably the best artwork we've ever seen on the show. This is one of the 2 tracks. I'm not sure if this is an EP or not, but again, it was like a two track release.
If they want it to be.
Yeah, you could be anything you want it to be. And yeah, so I mean, anyway, if we look at it, it's black and pink with a chihuahua, I believe, having a hell of a time getting a cute little pink sweater on. Maybe it's a blouse, I don't know. But if it is in fact a sweater and not a blouse, that's a fucking missed opportunity. And I'm mad about that. Regardless, it's hella cringy Photoshop, and we're fucking here for it on Brewtal. I do have to shout out Anthony Liotta, the bassist. I've known him and James, actually, their drummer. I don't know James as well, but Liotta and I used to bartend at the same bar, 1,000 Beers. Shout out. I always do that. So I've known him for a while. So this was really cool that we could kind of link up because BLOUSES is sick, dude. And if you're looking for that, again, like that kind of like Southern hardcore, groovy, sleazy style in the vein of, even though Every Time I Die is from Buffalo, but you know what I mean. Something like that.
The deep
this
south.
Is your band. The deep south. Yeah. Buffalo, New York, dude. The deep
for
fucking
Canada.
South.
Dude, I mean, they involved the Chihuahua. And plus, I brought that up because I love how you spelled Chihuahua.
Dude, I didn't. Yeah, I know it was fucking wrong.
You spelled it CHIWAWA. This is
But
not.
is that phonetically, right? I spelled it
Phonetically,
phonetically.
yes. I love it, dude. But y'all, just to put a bow tie and everything Arie said, this song fucks, dude. I love that it's a minute 20. I love the references to for fans of E-Tid, Norma Jean, all the bands you brought up. Because it is that, but it's its own thing. And y'all are killing it, man. Like, I had so much fun with this track alone. Even the other one too. Like, it perfectly bleeds into the second track.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I love that y'all are from Erie, PA, and y'all are killing it because we love our hometown for sure. And the scene there,
we do now. It wasn't always like that.
Once we got out, we had a better perspective. On that's the best way to put it. But God, let's keep it rolling for a little bit. I want to talk about what they're drinking real quick. They put down, although our practices are generally fueled by Miller Lite, the majority of blouses prefer a stronger concoction. Hell yeah. For James, it's a shot of 1800 coconut with a Tito's and soda. Hell yeah. A whiskey sour for Dom. Derek eats and drinks nothing but pussy on account of his diabetes. I get it. Also Jack and Coke. You son of a bitch. In the minority, though, is Anthony, who likes a thick, hazy, juicy, strong anything in a 16-ounce can, aka
My boy.
an IPA. Respect. For the podcast purposes, though, he said, let's make it a bad astronaut, fake landing, hazy IPA. Never had that, but my favorite down here is super astronaut. So I am anything with astronaut. Let's go. He says, though, his cousin Chris owns and operates this brewery in Houston. Well, you another son of a bitch. And now I got to go to Houston and visit this brewery. So it's happening. It is happening. That's what's up. I love people who have connections to breweries. It makes them appreciate beer more, which it shows because he's the only one that listed a beer in this list. Thank you for these answers, guys. This is what's up. We love when you have fun with it. Not to say it's okay if you just say water sometimes. We accommodate bands who only drink water, tea, coffee, the whole gamut. But thank you. Let's keep it rolling, though, dude. Let's talk about their Brutalist playlist, which we do for each band. It's kind of to give the sense of, so we don't have too much confusion. Brutalist is all about what the bands are jamming as of late. It doesn't necessarily mean if it's influencing their music, but it might. But
probably.
Yeah, but we love to see what the mix is. And so you guys provide a great variety for us. So we're going to get into it. We are starting off with Better Lovers with 30 Under 30. I mean, that's basically E-Tid and Dylan George Cake playing reincarnated. So, and it involves members of both those bands. So that very much so.
Hold on, let's not forget a Will Putney in there too.
I know, but he would even be like, it's not me, it's them that are writing most of it.
We hear you, Will, but like, come on.
Maybe stop shitting
You're
gold.
there.
Son of a bitch. No,
Just tone it down a little bit.
yeah, no, this is honestly one of my favorite tracks of the year. So I'm so glad you're including it on the list. It is a face melter and a half, and it starts off hot and heavy,
Yeah.
much like the song we're featuring from y'all. So get with it, guys. After them, great band, Can't Swim. They're listed their track. I heard they found you face down inside your living room. I love how long that track title is. It goes very much on point with that band. Next up, we have the band Memory Drip with their song Good For It. I actually don't know about a lot of these bands on their list, which is dope. It's gonna be some homework for the weekend. Next up, we have the band Military Gun. Military spelled a little different. It's Militarie. I think they chose this for you, Arie, because it has your name in it.
I was just thinking that, and I'm flattered.
The song is called Very High, so it is very high up on our list to check out. Next up, I do know this one, Waste with their song Fiend. Hell yeah, I love that band. Shout out Minnesota. That scene up there is great, by the way. Next up, we have the band Colo, and it's spelled Colo, with their song 10 Bears in all caps.
Dream come true right there.
Dude, if you're in a forest and you see 10 bears, just lay down like you're dead.
Or play this song.
True. That might save your life. Next up, we have Tyler the Creator. That's what's up. This is featuring Tizo Touchdown, and it's the song Run It Up. Hell yeah. Love to see some rap mixed in. Next up is Pupil Slicer with one of their new songs, No Temple. Dude, that's an album to look out for sure. And
I think that's next week, dude.
Not ready. Not ready. After them, we have the band. I want to say it's Come Mierda because the second word is, I believe, like a Spanish name or something like that. Don't know what it means. I think come means to eat or something. Don't quote me on that. I'm too much into this beer right now to be trying to remember Spanish. But the song is Molotov Cocktail. Go check it out. I actually in my head I was like, oh, it's Molotov Solution. Is the way different band. So yeah, again, the band is Come Mierda. So go check them out.
Still a solution.
True. Very true. Last but not least, to give this whole playlist some balance and composure, like how I weave that in there. We are talking about the band Balance and Composure with their top song on Spotify, Savior Mode. Brandon, if you are listening, if you made it to the end of the podcast, I know you love this band, so go check out the Brutalists. Regardless, man, this is such a great list, and again, I can't emphasize this enough. I love when bands give us a diverse playlist for these, because sometimes some of these bands that we're featuring, all they do is listen to metal, which is, I mean, that's why we're here. But
that's why we're here.
I love when there's different flavors of stuff, because it kind of ties into a little bit of what's influencing you when you're playing. Because I know Jordan from ETID, well, now Better Lovers, he does a lot of his riffs from rap songs. And so, I just think it adds to the flavor of what you're delivering, and it gives to the little nuances that we clearly hear in this minute 20 song from y'all. So again, kudos to the list for everything, man. Love it. Love to hear it. And we hope to hear more from y'all.
I hope the Hopwolves can tell like how much fun we're having with this fucking episode, dude. I also, like, it's been a while since we talked about this, but like I really didn't eat that much today, and this is definitely not helping how the beer's hitting.
I've just had a bowl of cereal, dudes.
There we fucking go, dude. So it all makes sense. Before we get into the track itself, which again is Voluntary Manslaughter, basically how to check out Blouses is going to be their link tree, which Blouses 814, and that's pretty much any of their social media is going to be about that. So we'll put that in the show notes. Blouses, Voluntary Manslaughter, crack open a beer or drink a whiskey sour or something like that. Whatever you want, we're here for it. Drink that shit, spin that shit, voluntary manslaughter, blouses, do it.